Now you guys are going to see me working my first event. I'm keeping it pretty small, I think. I capped my customer list for snow removal at 10. I figured, I didn't know, because I don't know what I'm doing. I've never done it for myself before, and I've never done it using the equipment I have before, and so I wanted to give myself space to figure out what the heck I was doing. In true dual and cut and trim form, I am jumping into the snow game the way no one else does. I am doing snow plowing, commercial snow plowing, and I don't own a truck with a snow plow on it. Which is about as dual and cut and trim-esque as I could possibly get things. You'll see what I mean when I get started. Now, of course, because I don't have a plow on a truck, quite clearly, I will not be helping clear the Walmart, you know, but you'll see what I've got going on. You'll see the commercial property. At this point, what I have is 2 commercial properties that are next door to each other, and then I believe it's 7 residential customers, so it's a total of 9 properties. And basically, I just put it out to my customers: $60 to clear your walk, your walkways and driveways, and $45 to salt it. I know that probably sounds like a lot, or I don't know if it sounds like a lot or not. I have no idea. It sounded like a lot to me. But got a bunch of folks, well, 7 folks in addition to the commercial properties to bite on it. And so we got our first event. Today's a kind of a weird day. There's only, I mean, it's 60 degrees today, and it's been very warm the last couple days. But temperatures are supposed to drop down into the 20s and 30s tonight, and it's supposed to start snowing tonight. So I'm actually on the way to the commercial properties. I can't remember if I said this. They're right next to each other, and we're going to pre-treat them, and then go back home, get some sleep, and you know, wake up nice and early so I can get these suckers cleared before the good folks that work at these properties show up. So should be interesting. I'm nervous because, you know, adding a new service, so it's, you know, well, yeah, I'm nervous. But I don't see any reason why it could, I don't know why it would go bad, but, you know, that's also the perfect reason for it to go bad, is because you don't, you know, not, if you don't know what to, if you're not expecting the unexpected, then words, you know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? So I'm pulling up here now. And I'll give you guys a sneak peek of what we're dealing with. Alright, so we've got this property over here, and their parking lot, and then they've got a walkway up front and a couple of entrances that need to get salted, and then this one over here, same kind of deal, the entrance in the front that I got to take care of. So we're just pre-salting today, so let's get at it. So that first day of snow removal was horrible. The video that you're seeing right now of me pre-treating the one of the walkways before the memory card filled up and I wasn't able to record anymore, that's all the video I took of my first day doing snow removal for myself. It was a disaster. Everything that could have gone wrong did. Actually, I mean, if you're watching this video, it might be a little hard to tell. That spreader didn't work. Turned out the nut that holds the what do you call it, the agitator on, the nut came off, disappeared, don't know where it went. So I had to throw everything out there by hand. Fortunately, I was able to find another nut that actually had like that nylon in it, so it's not coming off anymore. But it started there, and then I went to start plowing the next day, once the snow was, coming down. And, I just did everything that could have gone wrong, or everything I could have done wrong, I did. I did not, all my equipment was in the back of a truck, uncovered. So all my shovels, my ice melt, spreader, and walk behind tractor was all under a foot of snow. And so I got to that first job, had to dig my snow stuff out, and the tractor wouldn't start, wouldn't turn over, wouldn't do anything. I thought maybe the battery was dead. Let it try and charge for half hour, 45 minutes, never started. So I was able to clear all the walkways and stuff, and then I talked to the guy that ran the business and was like, hey, I don't know what's going on, I need to figure this out. Left, went home, dragged the tractor to the garage, or the shop, pointed a heater at it, and half hour later started up, no problems. So I put the tractor back on the truck. At that point, I had some residentials to do, and you don't even really use the tractor for those. So I went and did the residentials, and those went fine. But by the time I got back to the business at around, 4:45, tractor wouldn't start again. Didn't know what to do. Very upset. Tried shoveling it by hand, using a walk behind, like a human propelled, it's called a snowcaster. You can look it up on like Amazon. But that just wasn't working out because it had been packed down from people driving on the driveways. And around 5:45, I lost it, man. Just couldn't do it anymore. Was completely defeated, crushed, man, just crushed, because I didn't know what to do. But what I did know is that I'd let my customer down, and I'd let myself down, and I was just completely crushed by that. And went home, told my wife that I failed, emailed the customer, just very, in hindsight, cringy email. Just, I failed, I'm sorry, I bit off more than I can chew, I feel awful about this, I'm so sorry, yada yada, equipment not built up for the job, whatever. And my wife kept telling me, it was like, you can't quit. And so the next morning, woke up, still feeling horrible, and got an email from the customer like, hey, you need to get your butt back out here. You can't leave me like this. No, you can't do that. So I go back outside. The tractor's just sitting outside, and so it occurred to me, I felt like there was an underlying problem, but it was like, maybe it's just, it can't start when it's frozen, So I actually draped like some kind of plastic tarp type deal over top of the machine, and I got one of those Mr. Buddy propane heaters and fired that sucker up right next to the tractor, let that do its thing for about 20 minutes, and after 20 minutes it started. And so, I didn't turn it off. I just let it run, because I was like, well, clearly whatever the issue is, it's in the electrical system. And so let her run, just strapped her down, drove the truck to the property with the tractor just running on the back of the truck, and got there and was able to get everything cleared and salted, and it went great. But it was really like going right back to when my business started, where just didn't know what I didn't know, and everything that could go wrong did go wrong. And it was a difficult place to be, but I learned a lot of hard lessons. It was brutal, man. This is the lowest point I've ever been since I started working for myself. there was just I didn't know what to do. And you know, I'd had backup plans in place. None of those worked out. You know, my gloves were all soaking wet, and like I said, I mean, like all the snow melt, everything was just under snow. It was just, everything was a disaster. But you know, it all worked out by the next day. And you know, I mean, it was my first day doing snow by myself, and I think, you know, I only had a couple customers to do it for, and ended up making, you know, I think around $1,200, which I was pretty happy with, considering what my setup was. But I was really dreading continuing in the snow business, considering how bad it went. But I didn't have long to dread, because the next snowstorm was just 3 days later. So I had 3 days to learn from all my mistakes, correct them, and move forward. We'll save that for the next video. But yeah, that first storm really kicked my butt. Stay tuned to see how the second storm went. That video should go up later this week. This is Randy with Dolan Cut and Trim. Have a good one.